Hey friends, hey, welcome back to my channel, girl. Over here we talk about all things lifestyle, beauty, and fashion. And in today's video, we are going to be recapping my life this past year as a full-time influencer. It's still crazy to even say that. It's something that I always dreamed about doing, but last year I went all in, girl. Went all in. So I'm going to be recapping what that year was like. I'm also going to recap my Vlogmas experience at the end of this because I did complete Vlogmas for the first time ever. I've been on YouTube for years, for a very long time, on and off, but there was something that just ignited in me within the last quarter of 2023. So I want to share a little bit of my takeaway with that. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into this video, girl. If you are not subscribed, please go ahead and make sure that you subscribe, girl. Over here we have fun. Okay, stay a while. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like, and go ahead and make sure that you are commenting and join the conversation down below, girl, or start the conversation. Either way, I am grateful for any type of engagement you share with your girl, okay? Because it's tough out here in these streets. Let's hop into this video. Like I said, I'm going to be breaking this video up into two separate parts. So we'll have me recapping my year, and I'm going to recap it by month. I'm gonna recap it by month, not just for y'all, but for me. I really want to be able to look back at this and see all that I accomplished, and I really want to have some type of, I want to have some type of visual. This is almost like my recap diary for my first full year as an influencer. So I'm really excited to go through this with you guys, and that's why I wanted to do it by the month, because I could easily say like, oh, I did this and that was great and that was fun, but really going and scrolling through my platforms, scrubbing my platforms to see what I did during each month of last year was just so rewarding, just to see everything that came from the hard work, everything that came from the discipline pay off. It was really rewarding. Just a quick rundown though, if you are not familiar with me, I just started my influencing journey last year. I decided to go all in. In October, I made this commitment to post on all of my platforms as if I was a full-time influencer. I even stopped taking clients. Before that, I was coaching. I was doing social media marketing and strategy. So I did a lot of branding and marketing. I just was tired. I was tired, yep. I was tired of it. I tell this story often. There was a point within that career where I started feeling a little bit of resentment towards my clients. And I think it was because I was helping them with their clarity. I was helping them with their strategy and how to show up better on social media. I was doing all these things for them, and I wasn't doing none of that for me. And I also felt like I wasn't truly doing what made me happy. Yes, I love helping people. That's like just in me, okay? That's literally who I am. But I was helping people to the point where I had nothing else to give. I didn't even have anything to give to myself at the end of the day. It was like I was working for people and making them happy, and I wasn't doing anything that was fulfilling to myself. And what that looked like for me when I say that, it was committing to batch creating, which I wasn't new to because that's how I built my brand for social media marketing and the strategy as a coach. That's how I built my brand. My clients found me through my content. They didn't find me through LinkedIn or, I mean, some of them may have found me through word of mouth, but I grew my following to almost, I think 65,000 just based off of social media strategy, content strategy. And so when I decided to make that pivot, girl, I was scared. I was real scared. I was extremely scared because I wasn't used to putting myself out there outside of just helping people. And then of course with that, you know, when I made that shift, people were like, girl, what is this? I don't want to see this. Tell me about content. Tell me about how to grow my page. Tell me about, you know, X, Y, and Z. So it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, but when I say I put myself out there as a content creator, as an influencer, I literally just stopped all of the coaching stuff. And I believe it was in November when I ended up getting signed to an agency, which was extremely exciting. And it also was affirming more than anything, because here I am taking this leap, completely leaving my clients to go after influencing. And then all of a sudden, an influencer agency reaches out to me. Girl, what? The top of the year, I made a commitment to only take 1 to 2 clients per quarter, and I did not. When I tell y'all, that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do within just like my livelihood. I mean, because girl, we need money, okay? But it was extremely hard for me to do, but I knew that it was necessary. So now I'm gonna kind of go through each of the months and I'm gonna share what has happened over the last year for me, and honestly what God has done for me, on top of what I've done for me by locking in and being disciplined. Because it's one thing to be motivated and inspired by the influencers of the world. Like, we see the girls, that's why we want to do it too. We like, oh, you're doing it, I can do that too. But it's another thing to be completely dedicated. Dedicated meaning you ain't making no money yet, but you're still making quality. You're still pushing out that quality content. Y'all know what I mean. I have my laptop here so I can remember everything. January, we buckled down and we locked in from the very beginning. Like, just off rip, that is what I went into the new year. That was my mindset when I was going into the new year. This was also kind of like my real first month with the agency. I was learning the system. I was learning how we communicate, all those different things. Getting to know everybody within the agency as well. Being introduced to some of the roster. So yeah, that was cute. That was cute. And this is also the time when I committed myself to having 1 to 2 clients per quarter. Like, I wrote that down. I was like, no, Nas, you cannot go past this. Like, if you want this to work, you really have to only commit to not taking any more clients than you're saying you're going to take. Jump into February, we have our first campaign. Now, this was a $7,500 campaign, and I was like, whoa, excuse me? Like, for me. And this was a 3-part or 3-month campaign, and the campaign was actually with biofuel. So this was the first time that I was like getting comfortable with partnerships that weren't necessarily in my lane. And I'm trying to use my words wisely because I don't want to say that aren't aligned with, you know, who I am and where I was going. Because honestly, my agency helped me realize that I can take partnerships like this. At first, I was like, girl, oil, biofuel, what? But she was like, how do you get to your studio? How do you go take your content? I was like, oh girl, I drive. Honestly, when I started opening up my mind to the different type of campaigns that were available to me. Because in the beginning, like, again, even though I was helping people grow their platforms and stuff, that was business. It wasn't social media. Like, it wasn't brand partnerships. So this world was new to me. I thought I would be working with beauty brands or hair brands or, you know, something like that. I completely forgot about lifestyle. And gas is lifestyle. Also in February, y'all, I found out that I made the collective, the Ulta Beauty Collective. I actually took y'all through this process with me. I feel like I made the video in January. If I'm not mistaken, I think I made the video in January and I uploaded it here on YouTube, and I'll link it up here in the card somewhere. I made that video on YouTube and I was just letting you guys know, like, hey, I'm going to apply for the Ulta Beauty Collective. If you're not familiar with what it is, it's basically like the Sephora Squad. It's Ulta's version. And so I knew nothing about this. I never even heard of it before I applied. So I applied. I believe they sent it out to everybody on Obviously. If you're not familiar with what Obviously is, it is like a content creator, like a hub, a marketing hub where you can find different campaigns and stuff like that. So that's where I seen it. I'm like, oh great, thousands, hundreds of thousands of girls and guys are going to get this email. There's not a chance in that they are going to pick me or even find my application. I don't even know what that application process looked like, honey. But your girl got accepted in February. I was checking my email like crazy. I was like, even though I was still like apprehensive at the thought of me being picked, something in me knew I was gonna get picked. My video is too fired not to get picked. I don't care what nobody says. I ate that video up. Then that technically was when I secured my first year-long campaign, paid partnership, year-long campaign. And that still am just like, how, what, why? Like, not why, because I ain't gonna question the Lord, but just I really, it was shocking. At that point, I just felt like everything was moving so fast. I just signed with the agency. I got my first campaign, and then I got my first year-long contract. Girl, I couldn't keep up. In March, the brand campaign started picking up a little bit more. I think I had 3 campaigns in the month of March, and they consisted of beauty and fashion. And the biggest highlight of March was me officially starting with the collective. March 1st is when we started. February 1st, I believe, is when we found out that we were a part of the collective. In April, I got my first hotel collaboration here in Minneapolis. The Rand Tower Hotel reached out to me to see if I would be interested in having dinner on them and a night stay. And I thought that was so cool because I be seeing the girls do that. I was like, I want to be in a hotel. And so that happened for me, y'all. This is also around the time where I really started like tapping into my fashion bag, because I was embracing the pounds that your girl put on instead of hiding. Because I was hiding, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was hiding from like November. Like I would do a lot of like sit down videos. I didn't want to do fashion videos because I couldn't fit any of my clothes. And I want to say April was like the time where I was like taking my power back. Girl, the gut's gonna show, okay? The gut will show. I was just over all of the things. I felt like I was being put in a box as far as like what I could wear. And I just started voicing that too around that time about me gaining weight and me getting comfortable with this new body and all that stuff. So April was a fun month. That's also when I started finding my new audience that love mid-size fashion just as much as I do. May was the kickoff of the content tour. If you're not familiar, I hosted a content tour last year with my girl Justerica. I brought her on to assist me with teaching the girls all about content, and I tried to do that again this year. I thought that I was gonna just do content creation, have my one client a quarter, and then I would do the tour. But as the tour got closer, I'm not even gonna lie, as the tour got closer, I wanted to cancel it. I just felt like convicted to cancel this tour, but part of me was just like, no, you can't let these girls down, you can't do that. So I did end up going to Atlanta, and I also went to Dallas to help the girls. But the other 2 dates, I ended up canceling those dates, and I ended up refunding everybody. Again, one of the hardest things I had to do, but it needed to be done because this was not a part of what I prayed for. This wasn't a part of what I asked God for. And it was so loud. He was so loud when I was even planning out the tour and, you know, mapping out the cities, buying the tickets, finding the locations, all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little stressful, okay? And I felt like God was like, girl, you're causing this stress on yourself. You are causing this stress on yourself. Nobody else is doing this. You don't have to do this tour. But I felt like I needed to. And I don't know what that was. Maybe because the last year's was such a success. I'm like, no, ain't no way I'm canceling this. No. But I did. I ended up canceling it. Another really hard thing that I had to do. But all the girls understood, which I really appreciated. I was in my feelings around this time. I remember I felt like I was going backwards. That is a time, I mean, yeah, every month isn't going to be great, but I definitely remember that time being a bit of a low light. Not a highlight, it was definitely a low light. I'm glad that I did do it though. I honestly feel like God flicked me in the forehead and was like, girl, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Knowing that if I would have carried that tour out, I know I probably would have came home and I would have got back to coaching clients. I honestly feel like that would have happened and I wouldn't have fulfilled my goal as becoming a full-time influencer. So yeah, thanks for the flick on the head, God. In June, I ended up going to Atlanta and meeting my agency for the first time, like all the people on the team that run the agency and the founder, Taylor, hey girl, hey, as well as some of the girls in roster. They actually reached out to a few of us to see who would be interested in coming to shoot a production for the launch of the agency. So that was so much fun. That was a moment I needed because of my May and what I was going through and what I was letting go of. I felt like because I let go of that, I had this opportunity. We stayed there for a weekend. We shot this amazing production. Y'all see the material, honey. It was incredible. I felt like that was needed also to affirm that I was in good hands, and also that I was aligned with women and creators alike, like that think like me, that create like me, that are interested in the same things as me. I don't have that camaraderie here in Minnesota. There's not a big influencer scene out here. I am going to make it my business though to find the girls, but there at the time, especially at that time, like I couldn't find anybody that I could relate to. So a lot of my influencer friends and stuff are online. I have my girl Taylor. We've become besties, honey, literally over the past few years. So I got my girl, okay, which she's also with my agency. So we're even more close now, but we FaceTime all the time, child, every week. But yeah, it's different different having the people around you, like in person. So I was fueled when I came back from that trip with them. We had such a good time there. So that was a highlight, honey. We had a ball. I also vlogged this entire experience, so I will go ahead and link that in the cards too. July, I went to Essence Fest for the very first time, and I went with my agency. It was so much fun, y'all. This is my first time going there, first time in New Orleans, period. And I couldn't have asked for a better experience. We had a ball, and I was going as an influencer. I wasn't even just going as Nas, I was going as an influencer. So we secured a partnership with Steve Madden. They sent us all of these shoes before our trip, and we have like our little Steve Madden house. I also have a YouTube video. Y'all better catch up on these YouTube videos, honey. But I have a vlog with my Essence Fest experience. That was so much fun because I got to see so many creators that I see online. I got to see them in their natural habitat. People that I've been following for years, just really being in their face, like talking to them. I don't have to doubt that I belong in these rooms. I know that I've been working towards this for the past 6 months, but now as you're here, just like these other people, you have a wristband, just like these other people. Now that trip definitely fueled you, girl, because being around all those creators, all those Black women creators, are you kidding me? Girl, ain't no way you couldn't have gotten inspired from Essence Fest alone. But just being in the room with the other creators and hearing their stories and their experiences and talking to them about the same things, and yeah, just all of it. It was such a good time. Y'all gonna have to watch the video. I ain't gonna spend too much time on it, girl, but y'all go watch the video. But that happened in July. July was lit, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, because after we got back from Essence Fest, we ended up getting invited to the Renaissance tour from Lexus. Y'all know the car? Yeah, Lexus and the gag is, honey, they ended up reaching out to me 2 days before the concert. I believe it was either 2 days or 1 day. I believe they ended up reaching out to me. It was either a day or 2 days before, but I had already bought my own tickets, right? My tickets they wasn't Club Renaissance tickets. They offered me 4 Club Renaissance tickets just to recap the concert. Oh, baby. I was like, excuse me? I called up my friends so quick. We had a time. We had a ball, as you can see. It was so much fun. And then after the Beyonce concert, y'all, still in July, we go on our first brand trip. Our first all paid, all expenses paid brand trip to LA with Ulta Beauty. I really had to sit back and think about it. Like, July was kind of lit. As I was scrolling and recapping this, July was everything. A brand trip, all expenses paid at the one hotel. Girl, I was feeling real bougie, okay? We had drivers, we had a stipend for food every single day. Like, I think the only thing that I paid for, I don't even know if I paid for anything. The only thing that I paid for was ice cream that me and Taiwo, we went to go get. No, Taiwo and her sister paid for my ice cream. Child, I don't think I paid for anything. And we were out there from Monday to Tuesday to Saturday. And then I ended up staying an extra day. But it was so much fun, y'all. It was so much fun, y'all. We got to meet so many different brands, the people behind the brands. We got to meet each other because we were, you know, in a group chat for the past March, April, May, June, July, 5 months. So this was our first time like meeting everybody and getting a feel for everybody for the first time in real life. And that was just, it was just a time. Of course, I got a video for y'all. It's in the cards somewhere, or I'll go ahead and try to link them in the description too of each vlog that I have. But yeah, it was a time. We had fun, and I want y'all to go watch the video so y'all can see. August, we got invited again by Lexus to attend the Shop podcast, LeBron James's podcast, in Atlanta. So I ended up going to Atlanta to watch this taping, and I had like VIP wristbands, and all I had to do was like recap the event. That was another fun experience, and that for me was really fun because I loved that a brand was coming back because they enjoyed working with me. So that for me was like, okay girl, keep it up, whatever it is that you're doing, keep it up. That way, I mean, that's a creator's dream, for a brand to keep coming back to you to work with you. Yes, please. And a brand like Lexus, girl, this year I want to be driving in one of them cars. I know you'll be seeing them campaigns where the girls be driving up and down the coast, sponsored by Lexus. Girl, give me a car, Lexus. Speaking of crazy, August was really insane. I actually lost my grandfather in August. So I was dealing with that, with him being sick. But one thing that helped me, honestly, was creating. I ended up booking, I believe, 5 campaigns in the month of August, which allowed me to have my biggest payout that I had as a creator in October, because y'all know net 30, net 60 thou. So I ended up having, I was extremely busy that month, on top of dealing with the loss of my grandfather. Yeah, that was August. I also have a vlog during that time as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try to link as many videos as I can that connect with the timelines of these months. September was slow. I didn't mind it though, because I felt like I was grieving during that time. So I took it slow. I wasn't rushing to do anything. That was our anniversary month as well. My birthday's in September as well. Kids go back to school as well. So I was busy with life. So I didn't mind not having as many campaigns. I think I only had 2. And I think one of them was just UGC. So I didn't have to technically post anything on my actual platform. And then the other one was just stories. Which was nice because, again, I didn't have to post anything on my platform. October was even slower. I think I only had 1 campaign in October. It was extremely slow, but I didn't mind because I was getting paid. I think I only had 1. I only had 1 campaign in October, which I wasn't mad about, again, because I knew I was going to be getting paid. And then November was my second brand trip, y'all. November was my second brand trip. Again, super, super fun. I'll go ahead and link that in the cards. I don't want to sit and break down every single little thing, especially when I have videos for them. So I'll go ahead and link that up there. But yeah, November we had our second brand trip, and we ended up going to New York City with Ulta Beauty. Of course, I got you, girl. Video will be linked somewhere. After I got back, I ended up having a strategy call with my agency, and I kind of was like low-key forced to stop posting because they basically were letting me know like, hey girl, it is time for you to like really own the content that you're putting out. Because I kind of was dipping back into social media strategy. Like with some of the content that I was putting out, it was like more tip and informational, opposed to like the fashion, the beauty, and the lifestyle stuff that I was trying to make happen at the top of the year. Because it started getting slow, naturally my mind was like, go back to the basics, go back to what you know. But that's not what I want to be known for. And that's not how I end up working with the brands that I eventually would love to work with. I had to double down on my content. So they put me on a hiatus. They made me stop posting, and they made me structure out a series, which is now the 30 Days of Choosing You series, which is currently still going on. And just the response from that has been amazing. I've grown my community significantly. I now have 2 broadcast channels on Instagram where I'm fostering that community. So yeah, the girls be knowing what they be talking about or whatever at the agency. I'm so glad that I did take that little break though. It was definitely needed, just to refresh and remember why I was showing up and what I wanted to do, like what my why was. And then we finally land to December, our current month. It is actually December 30th as I'm filming this right now, but December was also slow as far as campaigns go. I only ended up having 1, but I took that time to do Vlogmas. I took the opportunity of that slow little time and I ended up doing Vlogmas, y'all. I ended up taking advantage of the opportunity of it being slow and I did Vlogmas, y'all. Capping everything that I did, but also I got a lot of questions on like, how were you able to do it? Congrats to you, like all of the love. Shout out to the girls that tuned into the Vlogmas. And if you're not, I will also leave that playlist in the description. I wanted to talk about Vlogmas specifically because I felt like Vlogmas was what fueled me as far as wanting to show up more on YouTube, period. I was abandoning my YouTube channel. Like I would post a video only when I had something to do, not really taking it serious and actually filming a vlog or filming a dedicated video. And Vlogmas kind of like lit fire under me and in me. It ignited something in me that made me want to show up more on this platform and reach an entire new audience. Like I'm loving my YouTube community, okay? We growing. We might be small, but we mighty. I'm finding the girls, okay? I know that this is something that I want to grow in 2024. All right, so now we're gonna hop into the Vlogmas experience, what I learned, some takeaways and so on. Before we jump into the Vlogmas recap, I do wanna say if you enjoyed this video up until this point, please go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like and leave a comment down below, okay? But also, if you have suggestions on videos that you would like to see from me, whether it is about my experience as a content creator, tips, whatever it is, let me know, okay? Because I will oblige, okay? I will come through for you. All right, so I broke it up into 3 different categories. What Vlogmas taught me, what I wish I did, and then what it did for me. So starting with what it taught me, period, point blank, we're gonna start off strong, okay? It taught me discipline. It taught me discipline more than anything, because again, it's one thing to be motivated and inspired and seeing the girls showing up and doing things and making the videos and posting, but it's another thing when you are the one doing everything. You are filming yourself, you are getting ready, you are editing, you are posting, you are scheduling. And I completed Vlogmas like every single day. I did not skip a day or roll over a day. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, because that also was me, but I was dedicated to the Vlogmas experience, the posting 1 video a day until Christmas, December 1st through December 25th. This was a goal, a personal goal for me, if you know what I mean. Like this was personal to me. So, yeah, it taught me discipline more than anything. I always have been a little disciplined, okay, in different areas of my life. But when it comes to social media, it is hard, especially long form content. So it taught me that I can do this, not just for Vlogmas, but I can do this in 2024 and beyond. It also allowed me to rip the Band-Aid off. I made the decision to do Vlogmas, I think November 25th or 26th. Yeah, it was one of those days, but it was basically days before December 1st. So I started vlogging and making videos beforehand. So I just ripped the Band-Aid off. I was like, hey, we just gonna do it. I thought about it and I was like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna commit to it. We're gonna pray over it and we're gonna make it happen. So yeah, I think just ripping the Band-Aid off, I didn't have to announce it or tell anybody. I just was like, hey y'all, I did Vlogmas. I'm doing Vlogmas. Here's the first video. Come through. It also taught me that the opinions of others do not matter. And I mean, this is kind of cliche. We know that the opinions of others do not matter, but sometimes we do allow their opinions to carve or take up space in our heads, and it can hinder us from growth. It can hinder us from moving forward. So I know with YouTube, with any social media platform, it is hard not to get lost in the numbers. You do start wondering, like, Does my content suck? Am I not interesting enough? Do I belong here? Do I deserve to do this? Do I look corny? Like, all of those thoughts be coming in your head. They be coming up in mine, so I know they coming up in yours. And if not, I guess you're God's favorite. But that is something that I also had to deal with. Block everybody else out and do you. And keep showing up regardless. Like, keep showing up regardless. If you only get 20 views for that video, then baby girl, you only got 20 views, okay? But keep going. It also taught me that I'm not boring. I ain't boring. I know I'm not boring, okay? It taught me that I am not boring. It taught me that I am not boring. My audience just has not found me yet. They haven't reached me yet. It also taught me that your life is not boring, girl. You may just need to get better with your editing, or you might need to get better with your storytelling. And that is something that I also had to get used to, especially when it comes to vlogging, letting people know what they're going to experience in the video. And that even happens. Storytelling doesn't just happen verbally, it also happens visually. So when you are editing your videos, keep that in mind. Does this even attract you? Like, are you attracted to what you're editing and what you're creating? Keep that in mind, because there were some videos in the beginning where I was just like, ooh, girl, ooh, what is going on here? It's all over the place. I want to create what I believe my audience will enjoy, not just what, you know, me creating. I want it to be quality. So yeah, keep that in mind. All right, now we're gonna talk about what I wish I did, girl. I wish I filled out the descriptions a little bit better. I feel like I was using Vlogmas for me to build that consistency muscle, that discipline muscle. And I really wasn't doing or checking all the boxes when it came to me fully showing up on YouTube. And SEO and descriptions and all that stuff is very important. It's not just the video itself. There's all these little parts that go into a YouTube video, or just goes into people finding who you are, how searchable you are. And that is one thing that I did not take into consideration. On top of filming and editing and posting in one day, the last thing I wanted to worry about was a description, child, or finding links and stuff like that. And I know that that's just Vlogmas, like, because I was literally posting every day, but going into 2024, I would definitely make sure that I would do better with the descriptions and the links and all of the things for the girls, okay? I also then timestamp my videos, and I feel like timestamping your videos honestly just help you overall. It helps the viewer kind of figure out, yes, we want them to watch our video all the way through, but if you timestamp, they may just want to see a specific part of the video that will allow them to continue watching. I feel like it'll just improve your watch time opposed to just posting this one blob video, especially if they're long. I was posting 30-40 minute vlogs, child. So my bad. I know y'all was just blindly watching. I appreciate the ones that watched all the way through, but timestamping I think is very important too. I also wish that I filmed more dedicated videos. I feel like that would have taken a lot of stress off my back when it came to filming and editing and posting within the same day. Now in the beginning, I was caught up. I was ahead. I think I was ahead for like 8 days, and then I slowly fell behind. And that was a little hard. I ain't gonna lie, that was a little hard. Y'all almost got me to cancel, okay? But I stuck it out. But that is one thing that I would have done just so I could have introduced more videos, because I was gaining followers. I was gaining subscribers, so I think just adding more dedicated videos would allow them to find different interests within me, like different interests as far as like why they would want to subscribe and why they should continue to watch and support and all those things outside of like my day-to-day life, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I also wish that I promoted it more than just on my stories. I only promoted my Vlogmas series in my stories, or I would put it in a caption of a post, but I didn't like make dedicated videos. And we have to promote ourselves, child, because who else is going to do it? So that's just with anything in general. That is definitely something that I am going to take within. That's also something I'm going to take into consideration going into 2024 with my regular content, like that I'll be posting on YouTube, is to promote it outside of just your stories. I am a beginner, essentially, like with me really taking YouTube serious. So I need to get on my grind. I need to be sharing my content so, you know, the girls can find out who I am. So yeah, just promoting more and diversifying the way that I promote the videos. I also wish I took more pictures. I had no pictures for my thumbnails, y'all. I'm horrible. I am so horrible. I was just focusing on videos, child. So going into 2024, I'm gonna make it more of a habit, even if it's not a dedicated picture from like the video that I'm currently doing. Just take more pictures, child. That way I have stuff for thumbnails, because that was a struggle. There were so many repeat thumbnails during Vlogmas. I didn't want to hear nothing. I got the video up. I also wish I previewed more in the beginning of the video, before the video started, what you could expect from that video. I think that also adds a little bit of curiosity. It also kind of tells your viewers, you know, like what to expect, you know? That way they can fully watch the video through. I think I will start incorporating that as well in 2024. I know this video is getting a little lengthy, honey, but we got one last category. I'm gonna talk about why, or not why, but what it did for me, what Vlogmas did for me, and what me being committed to becoming a full-time influencer this past year did for me. So, number one, it allowed me to really see what I was truly capable of, like what I'm truly capable of when I go all in, when I commit to something, when I give it to God, when I pray over it, when I have faith. It showed me what I am capable of. It showed me, I think we all have those things where we're like, oh, I can do this, oh, I can do that. But to be able to be capable, fully willing and able to do something is completely different. And I know that we all have that willpower within us, but pulling it out of us is very hard to do. So it showed me that I'm capable of doing hard things. I'm capable of doing the things. And that's probably the biggest takeaway of the year, as well as Vlogmas. It also motivated me, of course. It inspired me. I inspired myself. I did. I inspired myself. Just seeing what I did and seeing what I was capable of inspired me and motivated me to want to keep showing up. Not just for y'all, but for myself as well. It allowed me to see the fruit of everything that I put into this business within the last year, that I put into Vlogmas, or just showing up as a creator. It allowed me to see everything so clearly. I feel like there was a lot of questions before I did Vlogmas. There were a lot of questions before I started, you know, before I started becoming a full-time influencer. And I feel like I can see clearly why I'm doing this, and what is to come from it as well. And lastly, it's helped me build my endurance. I was tired of starting over. And not saying I won't ever start over again with something, but it allowed me to stop starting over with this specific thing. Stop starting over with trying to be a content creator. Stop starting over with trying to show up on YouTube. It allowed me to just do it. It built my endurance. And that's why here I am in December filming videos for January. I have over half of my videos filmed for the month of January. The rest of the videos are going to be vlogs, so I can't necessarily film those now. But all of my dedicated videos, like I said I wanted, all those videos, this is the last one that I'm recording right now. I started ahead of the game, okay? Because we're not playing in 2024. All right, y'all, we have made it to the end of the video. Ooh, I know that was a long one, but I hope that it was a good one, and I hope that you're able to take something away from my experience and my journey and apply it to your journey as a content creator, or just as an entrepreneur in general. These takeaways can be applied to any aspect of your life. So I really hope it fueled something within you, ignited something within you, and just allowed you to understand that you too are capable of doing the hard things. If you are not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe, girl. Hey, wow, go ahead and leave a comment. I will meet you in the comments. Go ahead and leave me some ideas, honey, please. I will definitely come through for you, whether that is you wanting to know more about content tips, whether that is you wanting to know more about becoming a creator, maintaining your creator journey, or fashion tips, beauty tips, whatever, girl. I got you. Anyways, see you guys in my next video. Peace out.